Hey guys, how's it going? It's Duke Desperado here, back with a Halloween special deck profile for you guys. Today we got Vampire Zombie Control. So I mixed vampires with zombie control. Hope you guys like it. If you do, please leave a like, subscribe, share this video with a friend. With that being said, let's get started. So starting off the main deck, we got 3 copies of Vampire Scarlet Scourge. So Scarlet Scourge, when normal or special summoned, at the cost of 1,000 life points, can special summon a vampire from your graveyard. Um, then on top of that, at the end of the battle phase, if it destroyed a monster by battle, you can special summon that monster from the graveyard. Really good card. I think it's one of your best extenders because you can play your 2 copies of Vampire Familiar at the cost of 500 life points upon special summon. You can search Vampire Monster and you can play your 2 copies of Vampire Retainer. Whenever special summons at the cost of 500 life points, you get to search a Vampire Spell or Trap. Both of these guys have effects that you can send a Vampire card from your hand to the graveyard, hand or face-up field, and special summon them from the graveyard, but they get banished when they leave the field. It gives you extra fodder to normal summon the Scarlet Scourge, so not bad from there. It's also decent for link fodder. I also play 2 copies of Vampire Fraulein, because Fraulein is probably the best vampire in the entire deck. You get to, if a monster declares an attack, you can drop Fraulein from your hand, special summon it, and if a zombie monster does battle, you can pay increments of life points in increments of 100, maximum of 3,000, to boost your monster's attack by the however many life points you paid, basically making your monsters unkillable by battle. Then I play the 1 copy of Red Baron, because swapping control with your opponent's monster with a tiny vampire monster is absolutely hilarious. Not to mention, he also has the same effect at battle phase. If it kills a monster and sends it to the graveyard, you special summon it to your side of the field. Then I played 2 copies of Shiranui Solitaire. I'm really convinced on trying to bump this thing back up to 3. I just see it enough to where I only need 2 of it. Basically, the only effect you need to worry about is you can tag it out you can send it to the graveyard to special out your Unizombie, which I also only run 2 of. Probably one of your best graveyard setters, because you can either discard a card from your hand to make a monster on the field gain a level, or send a monster from deck to grave so they can also gain a level. I usually send Mizuki from deck to graveyard. I only run 2 Mizuki because it sucks drawing it and then having to normal summon it. That and you just want it in graveyard as much as possible. Plus you have ways of recycling it with cards like Ciphering Lord Omega. Plus you also have ways of getting it to the graveyard, like Gozuki. During your main phase, you can send a zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this is sent to the graveyard, you can banish a zombie from grave and special a zombie from hand. Really good card. Highly recommend playing 2 of it. I think it's better than playing 1, but not good enough to play 3. I also play the 1 copy of Spirit Master, just because we played the 1 copy of Swallow Slash, and I want something to banish off of that. Worst case scenario, you can normal summon it, and then special summon the Solitaire from hand or graveyard. So it's got multi-purpose. Next I play 2 copies of Necro World Banshee, because you want to activate Zombie World as quickly as possible so you can Super Poly your opponent. I don't actually play Rivalry to lock your opponent, because, well, Super Poly I feel is a lot better in this format. 2 copies of Glow Up Bloom, because Glow Up Bloom can special summon your Doom King Balladrock for free, or it can search out your Vampire Scarlet Scourge or Red Baron. I also play 2 copies of Balladrock because, well, probably, aside from Fraulein, the best monster in the deck. During the standby phase, if there's a field card in the field zone, either field zone, you special summon it from your graveyard in defense. If a zombie monster activates its effect, once per chain, you can activate one of his effects. And both effects are hard once per turn. You can either A, negate the activation, or B, banish a monster on the field. So it's not a bad option. Really good card. This is why zombies are kind of rogue at the moment. And then that's actually it for the monsters. Moving on to spells, we got 3 copies of Zombie World. Basically turns everything on the field and in graveyard into zombies. Your opponent cannot tribute summon for anything except for zombies. Then I play 2 copies of Vampire's Domain. Basically, you can gain all your life points back if you attack with vampire monsters, and then drop Fraulein. So, and then you can also pay 500 life points to search out, to normal summon an extra vampire. Then I play 2 copies of Vampire Desire. This is another graveyard modifier. You can either A, target a monster on your field, send a vampire monster from deck to grave, and your target on field is equal to the level of the monster that you sent. Or the other effect is you can send a monster that you control to the graveyard to special a vampire from grave. I usually use the first effect, it comes up more. Then I play 2 copies of Allure, because Allure is just decent draw power right now. Then I play 3 Super Poly. If you didn't want to play Super Poly, you can play Rivalry. I just find Super Poly to be the better option right now. Basically, you just wait for your opponent to summon 2 monsters while you have Zombie World on field, discard a card, and then you get a free body. Seems pretty fair. I think this is the worst mistake that Konami has made, bringing this card back to 3. Anyway, 1 copy of Foolish Burial, 1 copy of Monster Reborn to round off these spells. For the traps, we run 2 copies of Vampire Domination. You're usually going to end on a board with like Vampire Sucker and Doom King, so it's not bad to have like a Solemn Judgment effect on board. And if you negate a monster effect, you get to gain life points equal to the monster's original attack. So that's not bad, especially with how many life points you pay with Fraulein and with all your vampire monsters. Just an easy way of gaining your life points back. Pretty worth it in my opinion. Then of course we got the 1 copy of Swallow Slash to round off the main deck. My bad. Basically this is Icarus Attack for zombies, but I feel it's a little bit better. Don't at me. Anyway, that's it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. For the extra deck, we got 2 copies of Drago Necro Nether Soul Dragon. I'm missing a copy. I thought I had one somewhere. I don't. My apologies. But this is just a really good Super Poly target. 3k Dragon Beater. Not bad. Or if you didn't want to go for the Drago Necro, you can always go with the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, because majority of decks in today's meta are dark. So 2 dark monsters equal Starving Venom. 2 any monsters while Zombie World's on field equals your Drago Necro. 1 copy of Red Eye's Zombie Necro Dragon, because big zombie beater. Oh no, it's really good. It's really easy to make, because you can modify Unizombi's level to be a level 6, and you have lower level monsters like Retainer and Familiar, and you can just make Necro Dragon using Unizombie and one of those guys. Shogun Saga is usually your go-to play if you want a bigger beater. This is more of a late game blowout card. This is more of an early game snuff the opponent as quick as possible. Or if you wanted to go for the 1 Cyframe Lord Omega, that's also an option. Rip a card out of your opponent's hand. During the opponent's standby phase, you send a Mizuki back to your graveyard from Banish Pile. Really good card. 1 copy of Sheridan. Basically what Sheridan does is it can target and send a card from your opponent's side of the field to the graveyard. It sends it to grave, not destroy. Send, so it gets around Colossus. Then if a monster is sent to the graveyard, you can detach and take control of it. If also you control if you control one of your opponent's monsters via like Red Baron or through Scarlet Scourge's effect, you can also use them for the XC summon, and they're treated as level 6 for that XC summon only. Then Link monsters, we got the 1 Link Rebo, 2 Vampire Sucker, 1 Avenged Savior. Avenged Savior is actually really good if you have the Doom King deck still, and you just need a way of getting it in there while you're going second. Really good going second option. 1 copy of Underclock, 1 copy of Phoenix, and the copy of Avermax to finish off the extra deck. That is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, share this video with a friend. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Peace.